Did you know that in the Saints Row reboot, you can find an exterminator business called Hasta la Vista Exterminators, with a tagline of, "They won't be back." Not only is this a very clever name for a pest control business, but this is of course a reference to the Terminator movies and Arnie's famous catchphrase.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs. If Easter eggs are your sort of thing, perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about, and if you want to support the channel further, then you can always check out my Patreon using the link in the description. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Now, in the last episode of this series, we discovered the logo of video game developers Neversoft in Call of Duty Ghosts, and loads of you then pointed out that this isn't the only Neversoft logo on the Showtime map. In fact, the whole map is a Neversoft logo. You see, if you enter spectator mode and zoom out really far, which does take a long time by the way, then you'll see that I wasn't lying when I said that the whole map is the Neversoft logo. The stadium itself is the eyeball, and a road sort of acts like the spike that impales the eye. I still stand by what I said in my previous video though, Activision were dumb for making Neversoft a Call of Duty support studio. Now, the Talos Principle 2 has so many Easter eggs that it probably deserved a video all to itself, but here we are. Still, I don't want to spend too much time on Talos 2 Easter eggs, so let's try and blast through a few now. First up, on East 3, you can find this unique sculpture. So, fans of English rock band Pink Floyd should recognise this immediately. But if not, this is a reference to the artwork seen on the band's 14th studio album, The Division Bell. In South 1, you can find the coolest tree you'll ever see, rocking a pair of killer shades. In West 1, you can find a locked treasure chest, and if you explore the area further, you can also find the key. Unlocking the chest reveals what you'd expect to find in a treasure chest, several bars of gold. Now, as far as I'm aware, the gold doesn't actually do anything. I mean, picking it up slows you down. For example, here is how your character moves without the gold, and here is how they move when holding the gold. But if I had to guess, you need to take the gold somewhere else on the map. But where that might be, I have no idea. And given that you move so slow when holding the gold, I'm guessing that it will take a long time to find. The final Talos 2 Easter egg, for now at least, can be found in North 2. After making your way across a very perilous path, you can find Football Glory 4, a football game developed by Talos 2 developers Crow Team. Right, it's now time for our overused video game Easter egg of the week, the segment where we take a look at one Easter egg that has been referenced to death in video games. Today's overused Easter egg can be found in Anno 1800. On Old Nate's Island, you can find something in the sewer pipe. So, standing in the pipe, wearing a yellow raincoat and holding a red balloon is Georgie from It. I mean, it's definitely a movie that gets referenced all the time, hence why it's here, but I do appreciate the fact that it isn't just a red balloon in a sewer. Anyway, be sure to join me next time for another overused video game Easter egg of the week. Now, in the last episode of this series, I said that Rocksteady have always been good at hinting at other superheroes and villains using a game's open world. Well, the first two Kill the Justice League Easter eggs for today's video further hammer that point home. At this location on the map, you can find the remains of one of Batman's lesser known villains. So this blood-splattered kite is a reference to DC villain Kite Man. And no, I'm not making that up, that is a real DC Comics character. The other villain referenced in Kill the Justice League can be found here on the map.
Oh, we're going the wrong bloody way.
So this colourful display is a reference to Polka Dot Man, who many people will know of thanks to 2021's Suicide Squad movie. Now, the final Kill the Justice League Easter egg gives me hope, and I kind of wish it didn't. In Metropolis, you can find several calendars with specific dates marked. This calendar is marked February the 5th, which is my birthday, but there are 12 of these calendars to find. Now, if you take the dates of these calendars and convert them into letters, for example, the first is A, the second is B, and so on, the dates on the calendar will translate into He Will Return. The final calendar even has a bat symbol over the last date. again hinting that we may see Batman sooner rather than later. Now, if this just turns out to be DLC for Kill the Justice League, or is teasing a return for Calendar Man, then this will all be incredibly underwhelming. And let's face it, that's probably what it will be. The DLC, I mean, not Calendar Man. But like I said before, please Rocksteady, don't give me hope.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't give me hope.
So we cover a lot of random games on this channel. I'm struggling to think of a more random game than Blood and Bacon. Blood and Bacon is a wave-based horde shooter that sees you taking on a variety of porcupine monstrosities. Now after each wave you return to the safety of the barn where you can take a break before doing it all over again. In the barn you can also find a farmer who has definitely seen better days. Well, if you shoot the hidden symbol that I do, you can learn what kind of music the farmer likes.
My name's Blurryface, and I care what you think. My name's Blurryface, and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep when I was stressed out.
So shooting the hidden sun symbol will cause the farmer to sing the 21 Pilots song Stressed Out, which makes this one of the most random Easter eggs I've ever covered. So this next Easter egg took me a ridiculously long time to find. Basically, someone messaged me on Instagram, the link to which is in the description by the way, and told me that you could find an Easter egg in Morgantown. They said it was inside of the building with the Nuka-Cola billboard on the side. So I saw this building and thought that this must be the place. It wasn't. I spent over 2 hours trying to get inside of this building with no luck. Close to giving up, I took another walk around the surrounding area and found an abandoned building which was home to this Easter egg. I mean, spending over an hour looking for free building blocks may seem like overkill, but once I know an Easter egg exists, I can't just ignore it, which has led to me wasting hours on really bad Easter eggs. Anyway, these blocks spell out BFG, the name of the super powerful gun seen in the Doom series. Next up, at this location on the map, you can find an abandoned party. So this location is a reference to Alice in Wonderland and the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. The final Fallout 76 Easter egg for today's video is this catchy slogan, which fans of Futurama should recognise immediately.
Oh, bite my shiny metal ass!
So if you even have the slightest interest in video game Easter eggs, which given that you're watching this video I take it that you have, then you'll be aware of the Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy Easter egg that could be found in Just Cause 4. Well, it turns out that isn't the only reference to the supremely frustrating game that can be found in Just Cause. At this location on the map, which I think can only be accessed if you own the Daredevils of Destruction DLC, you can find another cauldron and another pickaxe.
I want to tell you about a book I've been reading. Italo Calvino's 6 Memos for the Next Millennium. The 6 Memos were a series of talks that Calvino was going to give in 1985. Sadly, he passed away before he was able to give the lectures, so we only have his notes on what he was going to say. The topics for the first 5 memos are exactitude, visibility, and multiplicity.
So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that is what this channel is all about. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.